Good morning. Good morning and happy Tuesday. So here's the funny thing. Well, I don't even know if it's funny. So here's the thing. It's we live in this society which is constantly trying to censor sex and sexual stuff on social media. Like there's this like big good morning, good morning. So there's this like big brother thing that's looking out at everything sexual under the guise of trying to protect. I'm assuming trying to protect children, um, and I have my own thoughts on that, but we're not going to discuss that today. But here's the thing: whenever anyone posts anything about sex, it's the thing that gets the most views. I just want to put that out there. Like there's this like it shows the sickness in our Western society. I don't just in the United States. I can't speak for other countries, where on the one hand we talk about this stuff like, oh my God, no, it sucks. We're not supposed to see it. Take it off. Take it off. But wait, don't take it off yet. Let me get a let me get a peek first, and ooh, and it ends up being the thing that gets the most shares. Y'all got problems and issues. I mean, at least I'm just upfront about it, but people are out here really faking the funk. Like at one, hide the sex in it, but show it to me. I just don't want to know that I'm seeing it, right? But I don't want to be responsible for it. So we're going to talk about lazy sex today. And y'all are thinking it's one thing, and it's not. All right, hold on. So a couple of things before I get to the lazy sex part. Full transparency, I am affiliated with a couple of different companies, because I love the products for the same reason that I like stainless steel. Like everything in my kitchen is pretty much stainless steel because I like stainless steel. I think it's really pretty. So I am affiliated with several different companies. One for my cleaning supplies because they're non-toxic, and I love that. Uh, One for my essential oils because I like to make my own shit sometimes, and so I have a basket full of essential oils. Is one for that. One for health and fitness stuff because I've really gotten back into taking care of my body. So that's, you always see me on here drinking my celery juice, my antioxidant drink, and all that stuff. Because, like I said, I'm gonna ride this bitch until the wheels fall off. Like this body is working until it's not. Um, and then sex toys. So, after many I used to dabble in sex toys before, and then everyone kept trying to get me to get involved in sex toys. I was like, Maisha, you know, you talk about sex. I was like, no, no, no. So yeah, so sex toys. So non-toxic cleaning products. I love them. I'll always purchase them. I don't promote it, but I love it. Essential oils, same thing, love it. Health and fitness and sex toys. I mean, if you're interested in learning more about any of that, feel free to hit me up. You will see me on Facebook post about the health and wellness journey because Facebook is friendly for that. And you will see me on Instagram post about the sex toys because Facebook, for some reason, is still trying to be like holy. So I do it over on Instagram. That's why. So I just wanted to put that out there. All right. So lazy sex. Have you ever had a sexual experience with someone who you could tell they just were not into it? Men complain of this often, by the way, ladies, with women. Men complain about this, how women aren't like active in sex. They're either very quiet or not moving or always want to do missionary so that they can just lay and not do anything while the men do all the work. I've heard many a complaint from men about women uh, having lazy sex, but men also do it too. If you've ever had an experience with lazy sex, it's not fun. It's not fulfilling. It's half-assed, literally. So you go into it thinking that it's going to be this great, well, not well, hopefully, this good experience, and then it turns out that, man, listen. I hope y'all can still hear me with the construction. It's going to be ongoing. They're redoing a whole like thing outside of my complex. So let me know if you can't hear me, and I'll put my mic on or something like that. Oh, good morning. Good morning to folks who are joining. Okay. So yeah. So when you're having lazy sex, it's not fun. One person generally is going to feel unfulfilled, like they showed up to a party of one, like they could have just stayed home, for that. Feels like it's getting louder, doesn't it? I'm gonna have to see if I can come on earlier, because I feel like they start doing this type of stuff like that. Oh, he's going there. Hey. And so that's no fun. I always like to equate sex to life, because sex is life and sex gives life. And really, how we show up in sex in the bedroom is how we actually show up in our life. So if you're having lazy sex, you're probably really lazy in your manifestation too. You're probably pretty lazy in your beliefs. And when I say lazy in your beliefs, I mean like it's lip service. It sounds good when you say it, when you talk to people. It makes you sound like, yeah, like you're doing some things, but you don't actually let it sink in and then let it show up in your life. The reason why that's the same as lazy sex is because sex is a form of creation. That's what sex is. Sex is union, it's creation. It's bringing new life to something. And so if you are showing up in the bedroom as someone who barely is going to put in any work, not interested in your pleasure, or not interested in the pleasure of the other, selfish with it, um, then I can pretty much tell that in your life you're exhibiting those same things. So I'm taking this course on Mindvalley. I think I might have mentioned it before. It's called the Silva Ultra Mind, or Silva Ultra Method, or Ultra Mind Method. And it's a course designed to really retrain your brain and how you think. And it's a every day, it's like 20 to 30 minutes worth of some, listening and some meditation. And today there was a bit of a discussion about, the talk was about belief and expectation. And I was really thinking about the belief part of it, and the idea that all of us, and Vishen said this as much in the when he was doing his talk part, the lecture, I guess, part. And I've said this when I do sex magic, with people, or when we're working on manifestations, there are a couple of things that I do not ever really recommend unless you're in an emergency and you're doing very specific money magic. The first is, don't come up with, I want to be like a millionaire. And that's it seems like it's specific, but it's not. And don't add in like a specific money goal, because you're actually limiting what could actually be happening. You're asking for $2,000 and the universe is like, I was going to give you 8, but 2 it is. So you don't do that either. And I help people to switch to asking for abundance. The reason why people think that their manifestation isn't working, right? And it's because they're having lazy sex with their beliefs. They're having lazy sex with their manifestation. They're not putting the work in. Literally, it's like if you were just to lay there and just kind of just let someone fuck you and hope that you get some orgasms out of it, or if you're a dude, you're just kind of pumping away, until whatever needs to happen happens. But you got nothing out of it, actually. Some of y'all probably like, what? Wait, what? If you don't put the work in to your creation, you will not feel the orgasmic pleasure at the end of it. It is a lazy sex. You will walk away feeling unsatisfied. You will walk away, you know, as many women do. Men, y'all should know that they walk away and they grab their toy to finish themselves off. Now, real quick, and then I'll get back to a couple of problems with that. One, it leads back to my thing about communication, that she didn't talk to you about what she wanted. You didn't ask her any questions either. And so you thought she was putting some work in, but it wasn't for her work because people's bodies are different. And she wasn't putting her work in by saying, hey, can we switch positions? Or this is my favorite, or let's do this instead. Instead, what happens is, you know, you get your nut off and you're like, yeah, was that good? She's like, yeah, that was great. She done faked every orgasm that you thought you heard. And she's like, I'll be back. And she goes to the bathroom with, you know, Mr. Vibrator. And then she has her orgasms and comes back and then tells her friends that the sex was lazy, it was whack. It wasn't, probably. It's just that the two of you didn't have a conversation about sex beforehand, right? So can y'all please start talking about your sex, please, so that everybody has a good experience. Okay, so back to beliefs. When you're trying to manifest something, you don't start out with, I want to be a millionaire. You don't start out with, I want $250,000 if you've been living paycheck to paycheck, or, you know, you grew up where there was just a lot of poverty, or you just have a poverty mindset in your head, even if you might have had some middle class-ish life, right? Because your ego hasn't yet caught up to that idea. It can't hear that idea. It's not prepared for it. When I talked about in a couple of lives ago, expanding your capacity to receive, to be able to hold that, to be able to create that energy. That takes work. It takes work to do that. It takes working through your brain. It takes, as Vishnu was saying today, it's like training your brain. You have to train your brain to work with these new beliefs that you're coming up. And so that's why it's always like, start with something small, like, you know, a free lunch, you know, or a cup of coffee, like things that your brain can wrap itself around. You don't want your creation to be lazy, because when your creation is lazy, you get half-assed results and you don't get the orgasmic bliss that can come with it. And then you think it doesn't work. Like you think, oh, that sex was whack. You think it doesn't work, but it does work. You are constantly in co-creation of your life. The thing is that a lot of you don't believe it or don't know it. You swear that your life is being controlled by something you can't see, because that was what you were taught. And so you absolve yourself of all power and then wonder why these things are happening to you, or wonder why your life is shitty, or wonder why God is doing this to you. And I see this new meme going around like, God is testing me. No, the fuck, God ain't testing you. You just not involved in your creative shit. It's like, here, I'm injecting a piece of me into this balloon. Human body is going to puff up, is going to be a person, and I'm going to give it all the tools it needs. There you go. And then we come into this world in which, you know, humankind has created these new rules and ways of being. And so then the power that we had is diminished, because we think we don't actually have any. And we think we have to ask something else for it. And it's like, I already gave it to you. Could you please? I already gave it to you. I'm just praying for it. Yes. And I gave it to you. You have the power in you. Okay. I gave you like the best part of me. Like, you're walking around here. So I want to encourage you to use that. Don't be lazy in your manifestation. It's work. And it also requires surrender. Just like sex. Sex requires surrender. Do you know how difficult it is to have an orgasm? By the way, this shirt I got off of Instagram. It's Simi Sex, Simi Sex. You can find her on Instagram, and it's got a thing on the back. Let me see if I can If I can turn it on and show you the back of it. So you can see what that is. You can pause it, read it, whatever have you. Okay. It's a really cool shirt. Damn it. I was on a good roll too. I hate when I get distracted. It's like adult ADHD. All right, yes. Laziness with your beliefs, laziness with your manifestation. Yes. And lack of orgasm. You see, can you understand this concept? Even if you don't agree with it? Can you understand this concept? Because again, sex is about union. And so it's about you being in union with your soul and your ego. And you're really here to experience pleasure. And then that doesn't mean that you're not going to experience uncomfortable or painful situations. We are here to have this human experience. We're not really human, but we're having this human experience. The thing is that in order for you to create the life you want, you got to be in on it. And you can't create a baby without the sperm or the egg. Like, they both have to decide to be engaged in the process and to put some oomph into that. So if you do some half-assed manifesting where you just, first of all, you try to reach too high, and so you don't really believe it, right? So that's contradictory right there. I want this, and then it's like, but I don't really believe it. But I'm gonna say I want it because it sounds good to say, and I'm gonna put it on my vision board, and I'm gonna look at it, and it's gonna be like, in my head, it's like, I don't think it can happen. Then take it off your board. You're not ready for that yet. You're not ready for that. Oh, surrender. Ha! I was gonna come back to it. Have you ever tried to have an orgasm while being contracted? Man or woman? Like, have you ever tried to have an orgasm when you're like, your body is clenched? Doesn't work very well. In order for you to really experience the and ride the waves of that pleasure, you have to allow your body to relax and surrender to what is going on. That's the other part of your creation. Be engaged in it. Be present in that process. Surrender to the pleasure and the joy of it. And the knowing that it is coming. It's coming. And feel into it. Feel into it. Because it's not just your intellectual brain saying, I'm creating this. It is the feeling that comes behind it, just like your sex. The more you are engaged in your sex, the more you feel into your sex, the more you are present with it, and you allow all of those waves of pleasure to flow through your body. You take that same thing into your manifesting, you will create this orgasmically blissful life. You gotta feel into it. So, don't have lazy sex. Don't have lazy manifestation. Know that you have to be engaged and involved. Know that you need to surrender to it. And know that you need to feel into it. Because sex is manifestation. It is creation. And manifestation is very similar to sex. And this is what I teach when I talk about sex magic. And there's also magical sex, but I'll probably discuss that a little more in my Coven group. Speaking of the Coven group, lots of new women coming in due to Yoni Devotion. Very grateful for that. It's going to be 7 days. This might turn into something else. I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll have to see. But Yoni Devotion is going to be 7 days. The activities that have been brewing in my mind. I'm not telling the ladies in advance what each day is going to hold. Come on, y'all know who I am. Like, that's just not going to be any fun if I do that. Every morning, there will be a prompt for the women to follow for the day to get them deeply in touch with their pussy and with her intelligence and with her magic and her power and all that she has to offer. It's like, yes, and it's just like a little beginner thing because it's only 7 days, but it's gonna wake some folks up and activate. It's just gonna wake the pussy up, like, and then we can start doing some other things. So we gotta help her yawn and stretch. All right, that's it. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. And I will see you back here. I'm going to try to come on a little early. I was a little late today, but I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Love you all. Bye.